Hello out there to anyone who stumbled across my obscure fledgling channel. This video is going to serve as an intro to what I hopefully plan to do in the future on this channel. As my name suggests, I am INFJ integrity, and obviously I'm an INFJ and I value integrity as most of us do. The purpose of this video, as well as this channel, is to be a refuge for INFJs and other like-minded people such as ENFJs. There's plenty of videos out there on what INFJs are and the Myers-Briggs test in general, so I'm not going to get into that at this point. I just want to explain why this channel exists. And basically, it's to help other INFJs navigate through the unique experience of life that we have, understanding why we think the way we do, why we're drawn to certain people, why we act the way we do, and why we have the struggles that we have. Recently, I've stumbled across some videos on YouTube by younger INFJs, and they're expressing a lot of the struggles and hardships that I faced when I was younger in my 20s, especially in college. I'm in my 30s now, and I remember thinking back then that nobody understands me, there's no one else like me, and there's no one, who could really give me advice or serve in like a mentor function. So I'm hoping that by creating this channel, this gives people in general, and specifically people like that, a place to ask questions and perhaps get insights on similar problems and life experiences that they're going through from someone of the same personality type who had gone through such events earlier in their life. In addition to this channel being a refuge for INFJs, I want to focus on some other challenges that are INFJs in general face, but also people in general and other types of personalities close to INFJs like ENFJs. And these topics include narcissistic abuse, navigating through our ruined economy. We're going to get into some progressive politics. We're going to get into a phenomenon known as baby boomer supremacism, which is where the members of the baby boomer generation think anyone born after them, so people born after 1964, are inferior to them, and regardless of merit, work ethic, integrity, or anything really, that we can never be as good as them because they see themselves as perfection incarnate and the pinnacle of human society and can do no wrong. This will overlap with the politics aspect. It's something that isn't looked into nearly as much, the idea of generational privilege and the failed neoliberal corporatist status quo perpetuated by the baby boomers since the 1980s and the need to change. We're going to talk about America compared to other countries, particularly the United Kingdom and Canada. We're going to lean a little more into Canada because I lived there for a little while, so I can give some anecdotal insights into what the differences are and how, American policy, healthcare, etc., should be more like the Canadians because it works better and takes care of its people better. Aside from heavier topics like that, we'll get into lighter topics such as humor. As an INFJ, I have a very dry, dark, sarcastic sense of humor, so we'll get into why that is and also topics that interest me and other like-minded people like history, philosophy, poetry, art, why we enjoy such deep conversations, why we dislike superficial people, why we don't like to make small talk, which is why this video in general is difficult for me because I'm not getting deep into any of these topics. I'm trying to give a brief overview of some of the topics that I plan to cover in future videos. However, I want to be clear, I highly encourage comments on this video. I want to be able to get feedback from, the people that stumble across this and decide to give it a listen. Ask questions, I'll give feedback, and perhaps, if it's a specific thing you're worried about, a specific life event, I will create a video and give you my insights based on my own life experiences. So that's a brief introduction of what I plan to do on this channel. At this time, I don't plan to give video. I plan to keep it audio only. And, throughout the course of these videos, I'll be giving more insight into my own life experiences and things that I face that most people wouldn't understand, issues with nepotism and not getting a fair shot, being constantly lied to, goalposts moving, not being able to stand people being exploited or taken advantage of, being taken advantage of myself, being a survivor of sexual assault, being a survivor of being shot, and various other things that far too many people face that I wish hadn't. So I apologize for this being not so coherent. I'm, shooting off the cuff here to get this intro out. I didn't really have a plan for what I wanted to say. I promise my future videos on specific topics will be much more concise. So anyone who takes the time to listen, I'm sure you'll learn something, or it'll spark your mind to want to research something deeper. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, tune in the future videos.